Data structure using C++, module 5, session 5. Today we will discuss a popular algorithm known as heap sort. As we know, this is a sorting algorithm, so main intention is to get a list and sort it according to ascending order. Now how the functions which we are using here in this method, initialize and pop function, how you're going to get the list sorted according to ascending order using these two methods, that is pop and initialize, we will discuss. So how sorting can be achieved, let's explain it with respect to this diagram. So what we have here, first figure, we have a tree which is not a max heap. We heapify it with the method initialize, heap initialize. Heap initialize is going to give you a binary tree which will be a max heap. So once we get this structure, then we can figure out that the maximum element will be at the position 1. So here you will be having the maximum element. So after that we will be using method pop. So method pop job is to delete the maximum element from the root, the element will be destroyed. So if you try to delete this maximum element, that has to be, so you have to rearrange this list first. So after performing delete operation, this 6 goes and the next maximum element will be replaced at this position. That is, this is the restructured max heap with 5 elements. So earlier you had 6 elements, this is having 5 elements. Now the 6 is actually the deleted element and that goes to this position. Okay, so you have to fetch the top value, then delete, fetch the top value, then delete, then it goes, then push it at the last location, and the next maximum element will be at the first position. Then again what we can do now is we can again call the method pop method. So again it will delete the 5th element. Before deleting, again ensure that this is saved in a particular variable and it will be pushed on to the position previous to this position. Okay, so here it has to be indexed, referred. So I have the representation 5 here. Then now you have the tree with 4 elements. Now again the maximum value over here is 4. Then again perform delete operation, then 4 will go to this position, and keep on repeating this process. Now let's discuss this pictorial diagram with respect to the program. So this heap sort is having 2 arguments. One is array and second one is total number of elements. So in our case, total number of elements is 6, n is equal to 6, and array is addressed as, and this is not a max heap. Okay, and first what we do is, first job is to call the class max heap, call them class max heap, and construct an object of this class. So max heap we define. After this we can call the methods heap.pop, heap.push, heap.top, and heap.initialize. So I repeat, heap.top would always give you the maximum element present at the maximum max heap, and heap.push and heap.pop are used for inserting and deleting a node from the max heap. Now we are interested in heapification process, and also we are interested with deleting a node. So first it has to be converted into a max heap. So to do that, we use anyway we have created an instance which we call it as a heap as the object of the class max heap. Then we invoke the method initialize, heap.initialize a comma n. A is your array and n is the total number of elements. So initialize will perform this. So this is what you will get now after you pass this list onto this initialize method. So you will be getting elements or list which will be of this form. So the maximum element will be pushed on to the position number 1. So we will read this as I is equal to 1. This position we will read it as I is equal to 1. This is I is equal to 2. And finally this is I is equal to 0. Let's not take it as I from 0 to n minus 1. Rather than that, we will read it as a of 1 to n. Okay, positions are from 1 to n or 1 to 6 now, let's assume. Now this is the loop which has to be repeated, and it has to be repeated. I repeat, this has to be repeated 5 times, because once you perform the picking the top element and deleting element, okay, finally after 5 iterations, right now total number of elements are 6, so after 5 iteration definitely only one node will be there, and that is actually the correct right position for that node. It will be at the first position itself, it will be placed. So repeat it 5 times. So first index I should be equal to n minus 1. So what is n? N is equal to 6. So n minus 1 becomes 5. So it reaches from 5 to 1 till it reaches 1. So 5 to 1, total number of counts 5. So it repeats 5 times. So altogether you have 6 elements, but this process repeats, the loop repeats 5 times. Now let's look at what does this three commands do. So first we define t, because t is an integer in this case, and x will be the variable where you will be storing the heap top. Okay, now after initializing, this is your max heap, binary tree max heap, and we have the top element now as 6. 6 is the top element. Okay, so pick this element, pick the top element, and that will be the value of x. Okay, x is equal to 6 now. Then we perform heap dot pop. So when we execute heap dot pop, what happens is this pop function is going to destroy the maximum element. 6 is gone now, and we need to look at which is actually the best element which really replaces the 6. So definitely from this tree we can see that 5 is actually the best node which can replace this tree, and still it will be a max heap. And before that we need to restructure this tree such a way that it is a complete binary tree. So this is a restructured binary tree which is also a complete binary tree, and it is a max heap. And 5 is moved up, and the child of 5 would take its position. So 2 goes here, 2 is pulled up, and 5 is the root element now. So after restructuring the tree, now the complete binary tree with 5 elements would look something like this, and 6 element, now 6 is actually there in the variable x. So after heap dot pop, I'll be getting this as the structure. This will be the output which I'll be getting. So list wise we read it as 54213. 54213. Now what we do is, I heap, after doing this, at a of I plus 1, I value is 5, a of 6th position, that is this position, then place the value, maximum value. So a of 6th position, I plus 1, 6. So 6th element goes and it gets this position. So 6 is addressed in red color here. Okay, so 6 is sorted properly. Now this is your input 54213. Next again what we need to do is, we need to perform delete operation. Okay, we need to grab the top element and we need to perform delete operation. Now the value of I becomes, it has decremented. So I was 5 first, now I becomes 4. Now x becomes heap dot top of this tree. So the top element is 5 and the top element is removed. So after removing the top element, we get the complete binary tree which is restructured in this form. So this is your complete binary tree with 4 elements. Now 5 is deleted. Before deleting, 5 is stored in the variable x. So now you have x as 5. Then we do this heap dot pop. Then at the position a of 4 plus 1, because n was I was equal to 4. So a of 5 position, you place the value 5. So this is how it works. A of I plus 1 becomes position 5. Position 5, place the value 5. Okay, and this will be your list now. 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 and 6 are arranged properly. Okay, so this will be the situation for I is equal to 4. Now again we decrement the value of I becomes 3. So when I is equal to 3, we again pick the top element from this. Okay, so the top element is 4, so x is equal to 4. After that we need to delete this. So after deleting, this will be the tree which we will be getting, and it is a complete binary tree. Now 4 element which is deleted, for it the position is I was 3, I plus 1 becomes 4. At the position 4, place the top element, so it reaches this position. Okay, then again now you have 3 2 1. This way 3 1 2, it has to be read as sorry, it has to be read as 3 1 and 2. Okay, so this should be 1 and this should be 2. Fine. Now again what we do is we perform the heapification. After that 3 goes, and the right position for 3 is this. So 3 is deleted now. After deleting 3, we get 2 and 1. This is actually the tree with 2 elements, 2 and 1. Now what we need to do, 2 has to be picked. 2 has to be the top element. Again the position for that becomes 2 plus 1 3. So at that position, this was for the 3 position. For finally for 2, it will be I plus 1. When I is equal to 1, final case I is equal to 1, I plus 1 becomes 2. In that case the process stops. So in this way, finally when I is equal to 1, I plus 1 becomes 2. The maximum element 2 gets pushed to the position 2, and finally we get the list content as 1 2 3 4 5. This element is sorted now. So initially it was not sorted, now it is sorted according to ascending order using 2 methods. One is pop method and one more is initialize method. Hope this concept is clear. Now once you reach this position, we know that the elements are sorted out, but we require a method called as heap.deactivate array. This method is essential to save the array onto the some other memory location, because when the class gets terminated, the last function which will be called is a destructor function, and that destructor function for this array which has been sorted now, it is going to destroy that list or array, and we don't want that array to be destroyed in this class. So we want it to be transferred to some other, or we want to deactivate this array from this class. So ensure that the array which has been pushed onto this sort is not active, or it is not enabled in this class. So we don't want the destructor function of the heap sort or max heap to destroy that. We require it, so we call deactivate array. So the method deactivate array is not addressed, but we can just ensure that it is used for protecting your array from deleting its content. So that's what the program is about. So this program is very important, and while explaining this program, you can take one binary tree and explain how exactly the process works. Hope this is clear. Okay, now let's discuss the last topic today, that is binary search tree, the last topic of module 5. And here again we are supposed to look at the different methods like insert, ascend, so on and so forth. So what is binary search tree? Binary search tree is, the definition goes like this, and why it is required: it is literally used for arranging the keys according to ascending order. We have come across the concept of keys and value, if I'm not wrong, that happens to be included in the module 3. Module 3 we had come across dictionaries, wherein we talked about the key and a value. So each element or each instance is belonging to the dictionary is having two pairs. It comes with the help of a pair, which is a key and a value. Key you can think as if it is a word, and value you can think as if it is a meaning. So here binary search tree could be used for arranging this dictionary element, which is a key, in the form of ascending order. So for that application, this is actually the best method which could be used, and we will see how it arranges the key according to ascending order. Okay, and before that we will look at what is this binary search tree. So the definition of binary search tree: it is a binary tree. It might be empty, hence that may be empty. If it's non-empty, then it has to satisfy these 4 properties. The first property says that every element present in this tree has to be unique. You cannot afford to have two elements with same key or value. I repeat, every element of this binary tree has to be unique. It should be distinct. It cannot be same. Okay, so all keys are distinct. That's the first property which has to be satisfied if the tree is non-empty. Okay, and the second property says that the left subtree of the root the left subtree of the root has to have a value smaller than that of the root. I repeat, the element present in the root will have a value higher than that of its left subtree always. This condition is important. Okay, that's second point. Similarly, the elements onto the right subtree of the node should have a value higher than that of the root. So this is the third property. I repeat, the elements which happens to be the right subtree elements, all right subtree elements should have a value higher than that of the root. And this process has to be continued to its left subtree and right subtree, which means the right subtree of the root and the left subtree of the root should also be a binary search tree. So when we say binary search tree, so since we have seen first three condition, this three condition should be satisfied again for the left subtree as well as for the right subtree. Okay, so hope this is clear. So these are the four properties, very important, or binary search tree. Now let's discuss some trees, whether it is binary search tree or not. So we have three examples, A, B, C. So the first case, we find out that 20 you have the root value, and definitely 20 is higher than 15, so that's correct. 15 is higher than 12, that's correct. And 15 is lower than 18. So what is actually the condition? The condition says that the every element, the left subtree what you have here, 15, 12 and 18, all are having a value lower than that of root. That's correct. Now let's discuss what about this, the right subtree. Now the right subtree content 20, 25, that's okay. But 25 and 22 you have, so this is not okay. We expect this to be higher than 25. Then only we could have said that this would be a binary search tree. Now this is not a binary search tree. The reason is the right subtree of this node is having a value lower than that of this. So 25 is the node value, and right child of this node is having a value 22, which is lower than 25. So this condition is not acceptable, which means this is not your binary search tree. So we will see this case now. So in this case, 30 you have that has a value. So right subtree we can consider has a value higher than the node, and left subtree we can consider they are having a value lower than that of the node. So this is a binary search tree. Now how this tree could be used for sorting a array according to ascending order, we will discuss. Now if we traverse, let's concentrate on this B. We know that B is a binary search tree. So in binary search tree, if we use the in-order traversal method says that concentrate on left subtree first, then root, then right subtree. So this is the binary tree. The left subtree is this. So its left tree 2. So 2 will be outputted first. Then so we visit the node. So after 2, 5 will be displayed. After 5, 30 will be displayed, and after 30, 40 will be displayed. So use the in-order traversal method, and if you have binary search tree as your input, and if you display the element using in-order traversal method, then definitely the output will be elements which are sorted according to ascending order. So that's the reason why we use binary search tree for arranging a element according to ascending order. But we need to make use of in-order traversal method. Similarly, this is also a binary search tree. This node is not having a left child, but this has a right child. Now when we look at the right child, every element belonging to the right child of right subtree of this node are having a values greater than the node. Okay, and also when we compare this node with its child 65 and 80, again the property is not violated. 65 is lower than 70 and 80 is greater than 70. So this is also a binary search tree. So the conclusion, A is not a binary search tree, B and C are binary search tree. The condition for binary search, condition which we need to remember for binary search tree is the root element will have always a value greater than that of left child, but it will have always a value lower than that of right child. That's your binary search tree. Okay, now we will discuss indexed binary tree. What indexed binary tree is. So indexed binary tree, for indexed binary tree we add one extra field which talks about how many number of elements are there in the left subtree. For example, if we consider this as your binary tree, and the index binary tree would have the field which addresses total number of elements present in the left subtree. When we take this as the root node 20, for this you have one left subtree and this is the right subtree, and the total number of elements present in this left subtree is 3. So we add 3, the field value is set as 3. So this indicates the total number of elements present at the left subtree. Now when we move back to this node, so this node is having one left child. Left subtree is only one element, so we write 1. Okay, and similarly when we compare the terminal nodes, so 12, this is not having any element, left child is not there, so it is 0. This again doesn't have any left child, so it is also 0. Similarly 25 doesn't have left child, whereas 30 is also not having any left child. So you can figure out that only these two nodes will get the total number of left child. So 3 for this and 1 for this. Similarly for this tree, if we consider, we can figure out this is the node. If we consider with, then this is having in the left subtree there are 2 elements, so we write 2 here. And for this node, when with respect to this node, this is having one left child, so we write 1 here. And this is a terminal node, this is not having any element, so we write it as 0. Okay, so this is the indexed binary tree. Fine. The last topic, abstract data tree for binary search tree. In this methods we need to look at find, insert, erase and ascend, and that completes this subject course. So first, abstract data type of a binary search tree. So remember each node, now each node has a pair whose second component is a value associated with the key, and each node, when we talk about a node, this node is having 2 elements. Now this is a pair with key and a value, and the key has to be always distinct. So if the keys are not distinct, we can call it as a binary search tree with duplicates. I repeat, the duplicate is a concept wherein you can afford to have 2 keys same. Okay, so here this is the situation wherein we will not consider the duplicacy conditions. Okay, so the instance is clear, so it is a node with the 2 elements. Each pair, each instances of this node has 2 component. The first component you call it as a key and it should be distinct, and the second component you call it as a its value, and that is probably the meaning of that key. Okay, and the functions find, insert, erase and ascend. So these are actually the functions which we need to study. We'll study this in the next class. Time being, hope we will wind up today. This one is not that important. This is a abstract class binary search tree. So this is not doing anything. It is simply this is actually the function which derives dictionary. Dictionary has dictionary we have already discussed dictionary method using the method called as hash function. So dictionary whole structure it will pick, and this is going to set the ascend function, which is to sort the elements according to ascending order. The key has to be sorted according to ascending order, but this is not doing anything since this is an abstract class. Only ascend method is called, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, so we will stop for a while.